Good morning. Welcome to the day before the drift event. So today I've got to load up the car and put tires on first, then load up car. I've got to do exhaust hanger bushings. I got those from the auto parts place, and I still have to take off the undercowling on it to get better cooling. And maybe wire up my driving lights on my truck. So just one or two things as usual. Probably won't get all of it done. Hopefully the car stuff will get done. If not, there's always the track. This is what you have to look forward to today on Southdown Garage. We don't just drift, but we also put out fires. That's all today on Southdown Garage.
Tyler had a bad experience. I don't like these.
I had a bad experience.
So this is what the day's work looks like.
So before we take you racing, we want to first go over everything that's happened for this build. So we started out with a 1995 240 SX, and as you can see, it had a lot more problems than we realized at first. We were super stoked. I was like, yes, I'm gonna have an S chassis. Like, I've always thought that would be sweet to have the drift car like that. But I mean, you know, plans change. So next we introduce you to what now is our drift car. 1987 RX-7. Big thing with this car that the other car didn't have: 5-speed manual transmission. That is key. That saved us huge. We did pay a little bit more, so what would happen is we sold the 240 to somebody that needed the parts. So we sold it as a parts car because it wasn't legal for the road, and then we bought this one. Next we had to put a roll cage in to make it safe, which Tyler was helping me with, and this spanned a video over, I think it was 3 or 4 episodes, spanned a week. And when I'm talking a week, I mean actually less than a week.
To wear long sleeves and a proper steel-toed boots when working with a grinder.
So I got off work, got home, Tyler was there. He welded the cage up, and it was like he put the footings in, then welded the rest of the frame. It was just an absolute undertaking. We got the diff welded because you can't do skids with an open diff. Well, not well anyways. Mounted our seat because that was important. Got all of our brackets welded in, and then we got ready to go to the track. At the track we had Tyler's dad giving me a hand, giving me some suggestions as to what I could improve on. What you didn't see in the video because I made a mistake, he actually did a lot to help me. Now, mounted the passenger seat and all that. Now here Tyler is taking this car for a rip, so let's take a look. Dealt with what we potentially thought was a cooling issue with thermostats, but it actually turned out that somebody had sort of janky mounted the fan shroud. Next we took care of the hydraulic e-brake. Mounted our delete kit for our steering, and mounted the steel braided brake lines, which rounded out the complete thing. We bled them, and that's what leads us to where we are here. We're gonna go test everything out, make sure it all works. So it took a little bit longer than I was expecting, as usual. We were hoping to be gone by 1 o'clock. Unfortunately, we had a flat tire on the trailer even before we left, and so we had to go get that fixed, and then we had to get a tire that was a little bit flat for the drift tires dealt with as well at the same time. So long story short, it's 20 to 5, and we're just leaving to head up to Penticton. So as usual, I'm behind schedule. Good morning, everybody. It's the day of the event. It's 9 o'clock, a little bit after 9, running a little bit behind. Just getting ready to leave here. Looking at this beautiful weather outside we have. Oh man. So we got about a 30-minute drive, and then we're gonna be at the racetrack, and we can start unloading and get ready. So we'll be there just after 9:45. Perfect. We're here. Oh, the carnage. Hey, that's a familiar face. Ahoy, matey.
You have reached your destination on the right.
Good morning, sunshine. How are you? We're good. Looks like we're the only ones that made it to the track on time. It's a wire and it's lying on the ground on my side.
Smells like electrical.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
right
a
here.
connector under here.
It's out.
It's out.
It's out.
I'm losing throttle. It's like just dying on me.
you guys for watching. This is the final episode of the first season for Balling on a Budget drift car build. So we wanted to quickly do a run through of what the costs were. So basically we bought and sold the 240, so we came ahead with $100. So it brought our budget up to $2,100. Then we bought the RX-7, $800. So now, what is it, plus the roll cage, which we got a smoking deal, $100, because it was out of another car. The harnesses and seats were $400. The master cylinder, for the pass-through master cylinder, was about $75 with exchange rate, I think it was, and shipping. The steel braided brake lines were about $250. I think they were a little bit more than that with shipping, because UPS hoses you. And we had some bearings and a few other odds and ends. Basically we came to about $1,700 for this whole season, so that's not bad. That's not, of course, including gas and everything, fuel to get there, fuel in the car. I think we did an oil change, so maybe it's more like $1,800. But I mean, you know, we had a blast for that time frame. So what we're doing now is we're getting ready for season 2. Now, one of the biggest problems with this season was, as you can see here with this video.
So this thing's gutless. Yep.
So now we have to figure out what we're going to do. Are we going to do a good old-fashioned turbocharger and crank it up? Are we going to do an engine swap, maybe Japanese? Or should we go V8? Ooh, we'll see what happens. I want to thank you guys for coming along for the journey, and please feel free to subscribe. If you like what we do here, hit the like button. Feel free to comment, share this video, anybody, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Stay tuned for a teaser to see what's coming up next.